So recently I had someone make a comment on one of my videos, the overnight hammock camping video that I did. A guy by the name of Sal put, "Hi, I'm rich. Look at all my fancy gear. Isn't it the best?" And I replied back and said, hey, I worked for what I have, and sorry that you can't appreciate that. And then anyway, the dialogue went back and forth a couple of times, and I remained positive, even though he was trying to attack me. But that doesn't bother me, it's part of YouTube. But it got me thinking, I do have a lot of nice gear, and I haven't done a lot of videos lately. Retiring out of the military, moving to a new area, getting set up, starting school. I just finished my first semester of school, and so I'm on a winter break right now, and I'm going to do some winter camping and get some videos out. But I thought, I have all this gear, I should just do some videos on that. So I wanted to do a video on the best backpacking fixed blade knife. A lot of people don't carry knives, but there are different categories of knives in the fixed blade. There's the tactical fixed blade, there's a bushcrafting style fixed blade, and then there's kind of just a camp fixed blade knife. And so I want to go through really just a few of my picks for backpacking, and this is going to be a knife that's not going to be extremely heavy, but is capable of doing simple camp tasks, and if you have to do a little bit of maybe batoning, or some type of carving at the campsite, not really bushcraft oriented, but more for you're out camping, you're set up camp, and you want to get a little fire going, or prepare a meal, something along those lines. The first knife that I want to talk about is the Topsto Light Traveler. Now I'm going to be referencing some of this data over here because it's a lot of knives and I don't have it all memorized as far as the specifics on the blade length and the overall length. I am familiar with a lot of these knives. I do have a ton of knives. I collect, at least I tell my wife I collect knives. That's my excuse. I just love knives. So my number one pick, really, for the best all-around fixed blade backpacking knife is going to be the Topsto Light Traveler. Now it is overall 10 inches long. It comes with a Kydex sheath. It's not a bad, it's really good Kydex sheath. Topsto does a really good job. A lot of their sheaths they send out are these nylon sheaths that are kind of garbage, and then you have to go and get something in Kydex made. But this one actually comes in Kydex. It has a metal clip that twists right here. But the quality of the sheath is really good. The knife itself is overall length is 10 inches. Now I have used this knife quite a bit. The blade length is 5.25 inches. The blade thickness is 0.130 inches. And the blade steel is 154 cm RC, has a Rockwell hardness of 58 to 60. Now 154 cm is similar to 440C. It's not the most robust stainless steel there is, but it's decent for what it is. It is stainless steel, so you don't have to worry about rusting versus like a carbon blade steel. Or I'm sorry, a high carbon steel. It does have, this one here I've beat the crap out of it. I have gotten a few chips in it. Not any rolls, but some chips. We had a service day. I'm doing environmental studies and I'm focusing on forestry. And the school I go to is service oriented. So we go out and we help the community. So we went to a school and we had to clear away a bunch of brush and real thick thorn bushes and some other stuff. And so I use this to kind of hack and chop through. And that's one of the good things about this. It's so thin that you can do a lot of slicing with this, and it does really well, especially for preparing meals and stuff. But I did get a couple of nicks and chips in it, and I don't know. There's probably no way that this is going to you're going to be able to see this on the camera. But I went through and took a sharpener and just sharpened it up, and it's hair shaving sharp. I would show you, but one of my other, I love knives, and so I also love sharpening knives. I just sit around and just, sharpen the knives. I'll go out and use them and sharpen them, use them and sharpen them. But I don't have any hair left on my arms because I keep saying, oh, are they razor sharp? So and you got to be careful with sharpening because you can change the profile of the blade, and then different profiles have different characteristics, and you really have to you have to explore and have fun with it. But at the same time, you have to kind of get on the internet and research and just learn by doing it. It's got black linen micarta handle scales. They're very comfortable. This is one of the most comfortable knives as far as the handle scales. No hot spots. It does have lanyard hole in it, and it's just it's an overall really good knife. Now it does have a coating on it, but the coating is not really aggressive. It's pretty smooth coating, and so you can slice through stuff pretty well. But it's a really good knife. Price-wise, now if you go on Top's website, Top's Outstanding Knives, if you go on their website, you're going to pay the premium, so this is a $200 knife. But if you go on Amazon, right now on Amazon it's going for $133, $128 in that range. And so I would recommend going on Amazon to get, I would look on Amazon first before I bought anything straight from Topps directly. The next knife, very good knife, a little bit smaller, and it is the Falkneven F1. Now this is not the sheath that it comes with. The sheath that it comes with, I'm not for sure where it's at, because I had this one, Red Feather Custom Kydex. I had this made along with, I have a Falkneven A1. But the F1 is 8 1/4 inch overall length. It is full tang, and though that's the other thing I didn't say about this. All of these 6 blades, minus 2 of them, 3 of them I'm going to show you for my initial picks, are going to be full tang. But full tang just means that the steel runs all the way through to the end. You can see it here in the butt or in the pommel. It is 3 3/4 length blade, and that's inches. It's a VG10 laminate stainless steel with a satin finish, and so it's got a 420 outer, and on the inner core it's VG10. And you might not be able to see, but there's some laminate marks. And again, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see the laminate marks. Very, very faint, but you can see the laminate marks. The one thing I will say about the 420C is that it scratches pretty easy. Just with this custom, this is a pretty tight fit, and taking it out of this Kydex sheath, it is started to scratch the outer here, which it's a knife, it's meant to be used, and so if you use it, it's going to get dinged up and not always be pretty. It does have a Thermaron elastomer handle. I hope I'm saying that right. It's kind of a plasticky, rubbery feel. Very good quality. It doesn't have showing hardly no wear. The only wear that you can kind of see is just from the custom Kydex sheath I had made, because that's the only retention spot that can hold it in, and it's a pretty tight fit right here. Very good blade. It does pretty much every task camp-wise that you would want it to, and you wouldn't have to worry about it. Both this blade and the previous blade, the Poseidon here, they hold their edge pretty well. You just carry a small stone around with you if you get into some rough stuff, and you just touch them up, and they'll be just fine. Moving on, the next knife I want to talk about is going to be the Morgue Ourburg. Now, Mora knives are really good knives, especially bang for your buck. I mean, for what these cost versus a lot of the knives out there, you just can't beat it. Now, this knife was controversial when it first came out in terms of price. It was priced 100 plus, and then it quickly came down. Right now on Amazon, it's going for $64.91. There's several different ways you can get the Mora knife. You can get it in a leather sheath, or you can get it in a mixture of Kydex. I think it's not really Kydex. It's a plasticky material. I'll take that back. It's not Kydex. And it comes with this little system here. And so what this system does is it has a belt loop. Put it on your belt, and you can put it in and out. And then it also has a brace here, or a bracket, and you can lash it on to anything you want to, and then this will fit right in. And so you can put it on your backpack. It's kind of big for that, to keep it on your backpack. You just seat it right in there, put this around, and then if you wanted to carry this on your backpack like this, you could on your strap. Like I said, it's a little big for that, depending on your backpack, but it's a good option. I don't use this portion of it. And it also comes with another attachment right here that you take this belt loop off, put this on, and then it's a retention. It's got a little buckle on it. It is 14C28N stainless steel, and it's a good stainless steel. It holds retention pretty well. I have gotten a few rolls, no chips, a few rolls, and that was with some heavy duty use though, very minute rolls, and just keep a small stone with you and you'll be alright. Now some of these blades are convex edges, and convex edge is fine. You just have to know how to do that and use sandpaper. Basically, you get like a mouse pad and put sandpaper down, and you draw the knife across. And I don't do that anymore. It's pretty time consuming. I just get a small stone, and then I just sharpen it, that way with a small stone. The handles are some type of plastic rubber. It's similar to the Falkneven, but it's pretty robust. It's not as tacky or as sticky as I would like it to be, but it feels the hand good. Again, it's full tang. It's got sharp edges, so you can throw sparks with a ferro rod if you wanted to. I highly recommend this one. If the $133 is too much for you, and this knife's a little too big, this one is quite a bit cheaper and just as good. Some may claim it's better. These are all my personal opinions, so take it easy in the comments. Now, if you're kind of a purist in terms of weight when it comes to backpacking, this next knife is going to be really perfect for you, and it's the Light My Fire Swedish Fire Knife is what its name is, but it's a Mora knife. It's made by Mora, so it's got a polypropylene sheath, and so I'm assuming these sheath materials are similar, so this is probably polypropylene as well. It's a hardened Sandvik 12C27 stainless steel. Now for these steels, I know a little bit about steels, but I'm no expert by any means. I just know that the steels that I have, I know what they are and I know how they perform in my use, and so I haven't had anything that's really been that detrimental other than some of the 1075 high carbon steels that you get from some of the cheaper knives. Not necessarily bad, but not as durable as some of these other, not really higher end knives, but well-known, mass-produced like Mora or your Topsto knives and stuff like that. They have a little bit better heat treat on them and tend to hold their edge retention a little bit better. But the blade length on this is 3.75 inches. The blade thickness is 0.07 inches, so it's real thin. The total length is 8.5 inches, and it weighs 3.4 ounces. And so these other ones weigh 4 or 5 ounces, but this one here is 3.4 ounces, very light, and it also has a ferrocerium rod built into the handle that you can just take it out here, and it's got a 90-degree spine on it. It'll throw sparks very easily. I'm not really going to throw sparks. I'm going to throw it up here on my computer and stuff. So if you want a fixed blade knife, it's only partial tang, this one here, so it's a rat tail, so the knife comes into here and then goes into a rat tail to probably about right there. If you look on the internet, you can find x-ray images of this so you can see what it looks like inside. It just has a clip on the sheath here, belt clip, ultra light, and for just backpacking, this is a really awesome knife. The reason I don't carry this one as much as I do the Poseidon is I like something a little heftier. I don't know, I just feel like this knife right here can pretty much do any and everything that I want it to out backpacking, Whereas this could probably do it, but for me it's a little more limited. I prefer my Carta handle scales over this. This is more of a rubbery material here, and but it's still a good knife. Next, and this is going to be another budget knife by Mora. And so far these are all stainless steel blades that I've talked about. This is going to be the Mora 2000. It is $32 on Amazon, and for $32 it's an awesome knife. It's very basic, so it just has the poly. I'm assuming this is probably polypropylene. I don't think it says on here if it's polypropylene or not, but I think they're all pretty much similar with the Mora knife sheaths, and so the polypropylene, they all feel the same. It's probably a polypropylene material. It's a 4.3-inch stainless steel blade, and the blade profile it's thicker here, and then right about here it thins. It gets real thin. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that. And it's really good for slicing, really good for food prep. It's extremely lightweight. It's 5 ounces, so it's not as lightweight as the Light My Fire knife, but still it's lightweight and very basic. It has a little leather belt keeper right here, and then all the Mora knives, it's something I found out recently, all the Mora knives have this little spot in them on all their, even with the hard ones, all their belt loops, they have this little spot here. And what this is for a button. If you have a button on your shirt, you can put it on your button, or a button on your pants. And I didn't know that until recently. I just found that out. This goes for, like I said, $32, and for something simple and basic, lightweight, it's a really good knife. Now we're going to move into carbon steel. The two knives I recommend for backpacking for carbon steel. The first is a little heavy, and it's a little pricier. It's the Topsto Brothers of Bushcraft Fieldcraft knife, and it has a Kydex sheath, and it comes with, I have a ferrocerium rod. It doesn't come with this ferrocerium rod, but it comes with a ferrocerium rod already in it. It's okay. It's not the best. It's got some magnesium strips and a ferrocerium section on it, and it comes with a little whistle. It sounds like a little choo-choo train, but it's a Kydex sheath. It's good quality Kydex sheath. Again, it's got this plastic belt buckle on it, and it is rotatable. It is overall blade length is 4.5 inches, and the overall length is 10 inches. It is coated, and so there's some pros and cons of this knife. I like this knife. It feels really good. It's got micarta handles. It has a bow drill divot in here, and that's more for bushcrafting type stuff. But the handle, it feels really good to hold. It's got some jimping right here. It's not too aggressive. It holds just fine, and it's got a coating on it, and doesn't have a 90-degree spine that's been ground off to where you can throw sparks with. Now it does have the Shango notch, I believe is what it's called here, which is completely and utterly useless. This is supposed to be so that you can use your ferro rod here like this. It doesn't work. It's a horrible design. I don't know why they did it, but I don't know. Some people may like it. I don't know anyone that I know that has this knife that actually likes that. But again, it is full tang, and it does have that Shango notch in the pommel there. It is a Scandinavian grind, a modified Scandinavian grind, so it does have a secondary bevel on it. But it's 1095 high carbon steel. It will rust on you. In fact, you can see I had a little bit of rust set in there, and I've tried to clean this off, and again, I don't know how well you can see that. But I've had this in some pretty humid and moist conditions, and as long as you just wipe it down and take care of it, it'll be just fine. I would tend not to take this one out as much as I do my Poseidon. I will always kind of seem to go to this, and that's why this Poseidon looks a lot more beat up than this one does. But I have taken it out and used it, and it's a very capable knife, but it is kind of heavy. It doesn't tell me here what the weight is, but I would say with the sheath it's probably close to 9 or 10 ounces in that area, maybe even a little more. And then the last 1095 high carbon steel, as far as my recommendation for a good backpacking knife, is going to be the Mora Bushcraft Black. In fact, 4 of these are actually Mora's. Mora's really good company, and for what they are and the weight they are and what they can do for backpacking, it's really good in terms of functionality and quality. So this is $52. Now that is you can buy it with or without this little attachment here that comes off, that has a sharpening stone on it with, I would say that's probably about a 1,000 grit, maybe, possibly. And this is fine too if you wanted to do a quick, touch it up. It's not really going to be the best of everything, but it'll work. You can hear that it grinds it. So this is really, really not a fine grit. It's kind of a coarse grit. And then it comes with a ferro rod built in, which is nice because it's all in one little package. It is that polypropylene sheath, and it comes with 2 different options here. You can put a closed loop belt loop on it, or you can put this one where you can slide it over, similar to the Light My Fire. And it does have this little button loop or button pocket here that, again, I just found out what that was for recently by watching another channel. It is not full tang. It is partial tang, and so it comes to about right here, and then it comes down and slims and to about right here. And there's been people testing on the internet. You can check it out. It's it's hard to destroy this thing. You're not really going to hurt it. You can pretty much do anything. Again, it is 1095 high carbon steel. It does have a coating on it. It's not an aggressive coating. It's not thick, and it's not doesn't catch. It's real smooth, so you'll be able to do, again, cutting, slicing won't be an issue. You're not going to really bind up on anything. The handles on it are really extremely comfortable, very, very comfortable. Trying to see if it tells me what this material is, but it doesn't say. It just says ergonomic handle with high friction rubber grip, so it's some type of rubber. But it is very grippy. It's very comfortable. You're not going to have any fatigue, and you can use this knife for hours and not have any issue. But for basic camping tasks, you know, you're not going to be doing bushcraft. You're not going to be out there trying to build, you know, a chair or something like that. So for just, you know, food prep, getting a fire started, you can baton with this. Even though it is partial tang, and that's the reason why most of these are full tang, because if you do want to do fire prep and baton and you don't want to carry an axe around with you for backpacking, that's, you know, it's just not feasible to carry an axe. If you're going out for a bushcraft style you know, adventure or something like that, then yeah, you'll carry an axe. But if you're going out kind of trying to stay lightweight, backpacking, you don't want to carry an axe. And so the full tang knives kind of give you that versatility to be able to baton, you know, and break your wood down into smaller sections to build a fire. And that's the primary use of this: fire building and food prep. It's really the only two things that you're going to really use a knife for most of the time when you're doing, when you're backpacking, and maybe just building a fire. Also for safety, you know, if a bear attacks you, these knives aren't going to do anything, but it'll make you feel a little bit better that you got a knife on you. So again, my number 1 recommendation is the Topsto Light Traveler. The steel is not the best, but it is a stainless steel. You don't have to worry about rusting on you, and it's extremely functional. It's very comfortable, and it has a good sheath that comes with it. And for the price, it's a really good. I highly recommend it. And I'm going to put links to these knives here that I just talked about down in the description. So if you want to check them out, I don't get any kickbacks. I'm not sponsored by any of this, and so I'm just going to throw the links in there. And if you're interested in buying it, you know, then go ahead and do so, and then, you know, give me feedback on if you do purchase it, if I gave good advice or if not, or if you have any other suggestions. Now, I have a lot of knives. I have, you know, a bunch of knives here that I have kind of laid out. In fact, it goes all the way around over to the other side over here, and then I have some more on some shelves here behind me. And there are other knives out there that are a little more pricier, that are really good for backpacking. This right here is the Topsto Trekker, and it's pretty pricey. It's 1095 high carbon steel. You know, it's a really good knife. It comes with a leather sheath, and if I were to carry this for backpacking, I would have to get a Kydex sheath made for it, because these leather sheaths, I can't wear anything around on my belt, so I want to be able to clip it onto something. And so these leather sheaths right here, plus the retention on a lot of these leather sheaths are not the best. I mean, yeah, you're not going to lose it, but I don't know. If I were to carry this backpacking, it's a great knife for backpacking. It is 1095, so it can rust on you. In fact, this one has rusted a little bit on me, just in my use. And but it's a good option. There are other options out there. SE. This is the SE4 in a stainless version. This is 440C stainless steel. And it's a relatively inexpensive knife. It comes with this one. Some of the SE knives come with Kydex, and some come with plastic sheaths. And this one has the plastic on it. The plastic's not too bad. Of course, you know, you prefer Kydex. It's a little more tougher and rougher, but I haven't had any issues with this. I haven't used this knife a lot, actually. This one is, I have 2 of these. This one is fairly brand new. I bought 2 of these. I bought one to give to my wife so that she could just, you know, keep it in the vehicle. And I chose stainless for her because she's not going to really upkeep. You know, she's not going to wipe it down to make sure that it's clean or check it from time to time. So I wanted to get something that was stainless that wouldn't rust on her. Other knives. This is the SE6. If you want a larger knife, and now I've kind of gone past my recommendations. The knives I just talked about were kind of the recommended backpacking knives. Now I'm just kind of going over some other options that are a little bit bigger, that you can take backpacking but are not, I don't know, ideal for backpacking. And any of the SE line is really good. And so this is the SE6. You know, it's a 6-inch blade. I think it's 11 or 12 inches overall length. I'm not for sure. And again, it has that plastic Kydex. So any of the SE line is pretty decent, but not really in terms of backpacking. There are some other smaller options out there that are overpriced. Again, this is another Topsto knife. And this is the Topsto Cub. Now this is, I think, a really good knife, ideal size for backpacking, but it's extremely overpriced for what it is, and so that's why I can't recommend it. It is 1095 high carbon steel. It's a very basic design. It comes with a crap sheath that I really don't like. This is what I was talking about. Topsto does. This is not their main one they use. This is a well, this is similar to the main one they use. This one actually has a flap that goes over, and you can take this flap off, but they're not bad quality per se, but they're not the best in the world. But if you want something that you have to, the problem with this is the knife is expensive. Then you have to turn around and buy a Kydex sheath for it. Really, in my opinion, you don't have to, but I would recommend it. But this is another knife that's decent. But again, I can't recommend it just because of the price and the sheath that you get. You know, if they knocked off, you know, $50 off the price and gave you a Kydex sheath, I think then it would be something that I could recommend. So there are a ton of other knives out there. I have a lot of knives, but I really wanted to talk, real quick about, the ones that I can recommend for backpacking. And I think I'm going to start doing a lot more videos on the gear that I have. Some of it's old, but still relevant. Cooking gear, and if there's any gears that you would like to see reviewed, specifically, you can leave a comment, and I'll see what I can do to review it. I may already have it. Chances are I probably do. I have a lot of backpacking gear. One of the pieces of equipment that I'm going to do a review on soon is this Climate Motion 60 with the airframe in it. So I'm going to have a video coming up on that soon. There's only one other video I think that I saw on YouTube, and I was really surprised. I bought this on a special. They have 12 Days of Christmas, I believe, that I saw on Instagram, and this was on sale for $90 or something like that. And it's normally like 160 or 180, I can't remember. And I picked it up, and I got it, and I've taken it out once, and I was kind of impressed by it. I have a lot of backpacks, high-end backpacks that cost double what this does, and for what you get, and it's 2.5 pounds. It's got an airframe suspension and aluminum frame in there as well, and you can change. It's like a little air mattress on your back, and you can blow it up, or you can let it out the air and kind of adjust it to fit your back, and it's a really good concept. And again, I had never really even heard of it until I saw something on Instagram about it. So I'll have that video coming soon. Leave your comments. Let me know if you have any other knives you want to see, or knives you want to recommend, any other gear that you want to see, and I'll do what I can to start pushing out some more content and get some good quality gear reviews out there. I can go in depth if there's any of these knives or that you want me to go in depth on, or take them out and actually use them and show you in use. This was meant to be more of a quick video to just kind of give you an idea of what I recommend in my use for just backpacking. But if there's anything you want me to go in depth on, just let me know, and I can do that as well. Thank you for watching.